This this tweet, not the what I responded with, which is the part at the top. I'm talking about the tweet in the rectangle, was sent to me yesterday by one of my subscribers, and it was by way of Phil over at the Advice Show, and he left kind of the same response. Well, maybe not the same response as I did, but one that was like cause of concern as far as what this person tweeted. And I said, I don't know if I'm gonna do a video about it or not. And I was wrestling back and forth whether I was or if I was not going to. And then I went into listen to a playback from someone's live stream, and then they mentioned the two words that made me say, you know what, let me just go ahead and turn this thing on and talk about it. And that was Black entrepreneurship. So this individual on Twitter, and it's the reason why I'm doing this, is not just singling out this person, but it's something I've seen over and over again. So this person on Twitter, who goes by the name of Stevie Matt or Stevie Mott, I don't know how to pronounce it. That's how he spells his last name, Matt, Mott, whatever. On April 27th, which was 3 days ago, put out a tweet and said, straight black men's obsession with business ownership / entrepreneurship is amusingly absurd. When I saw that, I said, hold on, no. Let me go and click on this and see what the hell they are trying to get at. That's all they posted. They didn't go into any explanation as to why they said what they said. But that's all that they said. And then when I'm looking through the thread, you had some people that was agreeing with him. And mostly the people that was agreeing with him were either black women or other black gay men. I said, how ironic. But everybody else who wasn't disagreeing with him, which was a lot of people, were heterosexual black men and heterosexual black women. So it sounds like to me they were doing this to try and get a rise out of people, and they were doing this for attention. But how ironic that they used black men, straight black men, to create this tweet or try to get attention. And I responded back with, look at this foolishness. This is why many heterosexual people, especially black men, don't tote the water for the LGBT community now. This is not only absurd and ridiculous, but it's disingenuous. It's basically saying that only black gays and black women are business savvy. Like I said, if you was to go there right now, he does not go into detail as to why he made that tweet. He just put it up there and said, you know what, I'm going to wake up today or before I go to bed and put this tweet out just so I can piss some people off. Or whatever they feel like they can do. And I've noticed that's a trend on Twitter as well, because there was a black woman on Twitter whose tweet I saw yesterday, and she wrote a whole thread as to why she doesn't like black men, or why they're not deemed dateable, or why she would never marry one, and this, that, and the third. And then someone pulled up a picture of her, and let me tell you something right now. I don't even think a goddamn dog would be attracted to her. Because she said all of that and made it seem like she was probably the hottest thing walking, and she was the hot mess walking. That's basically what it was. But back to this. It just amazes me that you have a certain community that loves to put out stuff such as this, but when something happens to them, they expect us to come and be, their defense. They can say all this shit about how we're the most homophobic. We don't, whenever we talk about blackness, we don't include them. Oh, they need more representation. And then they put out shit like this. It's like they can bash us and talk shit about us, but we can't say shit back. Well, I'm sorry. Over here on this channel, I'm an equal opportunity analyst, and I will say that till I'm blue in the face. Anybody can get this work. Anybody. And everybody knows on this channel, I've talked about just about every group possible, including my own. As a matter of fact, I probably come down harder on my own because I want and expect better from us. But for this individual to sit up there, and the thing is, he's not the only one that has this mindset. He's not the only one that thinks this way. There's a lot of people who are in the gay community that think that they are the smartest people on earth. If you don't believe me, look on social media at some of the stuff that they say. A lot of them think that they really are these pseudo intellectuals and very, very, very smart. And I don't know where this thing came from. It's like an entitlement thing. I don't know what it is. And then they tag team with other black women that think like that to come at us. And then what they'll do is they'll come at us from two ways. They'll have them come at us, and then they'll have them come at other black women. And that's where the whole thing about them calling black women pick-me's and mammies comes into play. I'm going to use one of Harvey's line. People like this are dangerous. Like, who died and said that you speak for us? He says straight black men's obsession with business ownership is amusingly absurd. So what you're saying is straight black men should not want to go into business for themselves. They should just be the typical 9-to-5 slave to corporate America for the rest of their life. And people like yourself and other black women should be the ones that's running all the businesses. And then when I was reading some more and I was getting into the thread of things, and this was not by his own admittance, well, it actually kind of was, because he actually agreed with what this person was saying. They were basically saying that if black men went into business, something like that, it had something to do with being a capitalist, and then if we did that, we wouldn't do anything for the community and stuff like that. This goes back to that whole article that damn Damon Young wrote on The Root a couple years ago, where he said that black men, or heterosexual black men, were the white men of the black community. So what they're trying to say is that if we became business owners, by and large, that we would not do anything for the community. Let me ask y'all a question. Oprah Winfrey, who is like the only black billionaire on paper in this establishment as a woman, has she done anything for the black community in this establishment? I'm not talking about overseas. I'm talking about in this establishment. I will wait on that. See, many of them aren't going to admit to that because they hold her in such a high regard. Even after she did what she did with the whole Leaving Neverland thing, and now people are just now seeing the error of her ways finally. It's a shame it took her doing this for people to actually finally wake up to Lady O. But yeah, this is absolutely, ridiculous, because it also puts into the mindset that, or to young black men, if they were to come across that being a business owner or going into entrepreneurship is somehow inherently evil if you're a heterosexual black man, and that business or going into business is only set aside for black gay men or black women. Because their fear is that we're going to become like white capitalists and what. I'm like, where is this coming from? And then when you ask them to pull stats, they got 1,000,000,001 excuses and not one damn stat. Like, the shit is ridiculous. And you know what's so crazy? When that incident happened with Ed Buck, both of them, but we can focus more so on the recent one, you had black gays and black women coming out saying how how heterosexual black men didn't say anything or didn't care and everything like that. First off, if these were black gay men, then that means y'all should care way more than we should. But guess what? We did, because when that happened, both incidents, especially this recent one, I, along with Tariq Nasheed, were two of the few people that actually reported on that story when it broke. And then hours later, I'm seeing tweets like, black men don't care about this, black men don't care about that, oh, they're this and they're that. And then I did see a tweet where they said, well, I have to stop you right there, because I actually did learn about this from two heterosexual black men, Tariq Nasheed and Taurean, before any person in the LGBT community who is black said a damn thing about it. Because they want to paint this narrative of us being this wicked entity. I bet you if they could have the Infinity Gauntlet on right now and snap their fingers, they would make us all turn into dust. After all, many of them call us dusty any damn way. In dust we trust, motherfuckers. But like when I see shit like this, it's like I said, it's disingenuous, but it's laughable at the same time. I'm like, who were you trying? Like, who were you telling this to? Like, what are you trying to gain from this besides unwanted attention? And I'm gonna say this one last thing before I go. Someone had screenshotted a tweet that this person had made. I guess sometime this year. I think it was sometime this year, or maybe it was late last year. This person has a staunch fetish for white men. The person who made this tweet. I said that right there does not surprise me in the leastest, I know that's not a word, of bits. At all. At fucking all. For someone to make a tweet like this, I'm almost certain that they have an obsession for their oppressor. I'm not surprised by that at all. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.